Evening, guys. Aintree, just round the corner. Exciting time. Some smart horses going to be out, shaping up really well. And the one I'm really looking forward to is Live, Love, Laugh. I just can't wait to see him back over the national fences, front running, and it's going to be interesting to see whether anyone can keep up with him and can catch him. This isn't a race Mullins has really targeted that much, and until recently, in 2019, the last run in Cadmian, absolutely blew it apart from the front, and I expect Live, Love, Laugh to do the same. He's got a couple of near Mullins who he said might go, Animix and Vanderblue, but Live, Love, Laugh just looks absolutely teed up to perfection. I'm not sure whether he was going to go last year, obviously with the COVID situation and being cancelled, but he caught my eye at at Cheltenham last year in the Paddy Power Plate, I think it was. He finished down the field, but the run just had a bit of promise in there. And then if we just have a look at his back form recently, he's not done an awful lot. Ran at Galway a couple of times, as you can see. Obviously ran okay. A couple of summer runs, and then here had a bit of a break and finished 1 1/4 lengths behind Off You Go in this contest here. Absolutely cracking run, 28-1. From the front again, and just been beaten. Off You Go was a well handicapped horse. Minella Times is an improving horse, but he's in front of Far Class there, who he potentially can meet again. And there was £8 difference, which is significant. And then if you move on to the most recent one, just before Cheltenham, just touched off by Machuca, another brilliant front running display. Jumped pretty much great all the way, apart from the last, which maybe ended up costing him. He just got in a bit tight. And Machuca, he's an improving horse. He's well handicapped. I fancied him for Cheltenham if he turned up. So there's no disgrace just being touched off by Machuca. It was a fantastic run by Live, Love, Laugh. And that put him up to 140. And if he meets Far Class again on the same terms, there'll be £8 difference again for the 2-length beating the time before at the Dublin Racing Festival. So there's no reason for me to think that form will be turned around. Far Class is a decent horse. He'll be very good over the staying trips in the future. He's still young. He's still unexposed. Not sure. Doesn't quite get 3 miles. He's not quite the speed for 2.5. And I think Live, Love, Laugh could just burn everybody off. So what I'm going to watch here, just an example of how his jumping improved when he ran in the National a few years ago, and he really did sort of set to the fences as the race went on, and this gives me great hope for when he sees them fences again in a week's time, just over a week's time. He's going to light him up from that front, and he's just going to ping, 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 and let's just pick it up. And he's extremely noticeable from the start. He's here in the Rich Ritchie colours. Excuse me. And the first one, he's standing off him. The first 4, I think you'll see that he just stands off him. Brian Hayes just wants to get him over him. Once this first one, here's pricked. That wasn't as bad. I mean, all the jumps that's come aren't necessarily bad jumps. He's just really hesitant, and there you are. He's not sure. Takes a pull, get over it, and from wanting to be really front rank, he's dragged himself back a bit, trying to get up there again. As he sees it, hold on a sec. He's just he's got into it. Before you know it, he's in towards the middle rank, but he still gets him back up there again. That's Magical Light there, walking the mill. Again, he's just a bit, gets over it okay, he's a bit high, lands a bit steep. He's just not sure about these fences. You've got Raf Finden in there, Tiger Hall's just in behind. And again, he comes up here, he's just trying to get him, he's asking, but he takes a pull, and he's just, he wants to get over, he wants to be safe, and he's just not sure about these fences. So we'll fast forward it, and we'll get on to the second circuit if we can get a good guess. So if we're around here, so let's pick it up here. Second time round, same fences, and there he is, still right up front rank, and they are first one, ping. Jockey asks him for it, he comes up, no hesitancy, and he's over. He's now leading, just takes him, finds a stride, bang, over, not a problem. And you'll see now, we'll watch it to the elbow because he starts to fade away then, obviously. He's not quite got the stamina for this trip, but he's bang there, forward out. Even there, he's taking a pull, but the horse is still going, and he's going forward when he's jumping it. He was losing lengths and lengths at the start. And some of the big guns are in here now. We have Rathfinden, Magical Light, Walk in the Mill. And again, ping, straight over. I think it's the elbow coming up next one. But yeah, so again, he's there, over, pinged. He's travelling really well, and this is what I fully expect to see next week. Out in front, I don't know if here we go. Again, he's asking for it, bang, straight over, no danger, and again all the way down here. He's just absolutely flying. He has asked for one here, massive one. He's over. Jumps him brilliantly, and like I say, next week I expect Townend to have him really handy. I don't know if he's always going to be there to take him on, but with this experience of these fences, again, he's in great form last couple of runs. I expect these fences to light him up again when he sees them. As you can see, he's really enjoying jumping him. At first, he's obviously, it was interesting to see, when you go back and you watch it a couple of times, how he started jumps. Obviously, the pace would be a bit different. They've gone off a bit quick, trying to get you into a rhythm and stuff, because he's a rhythm horse with his jumping, likes to be out in front, bowl along, and like you say, you can see yourself there, how he's improved as he's gone on, as he's gone round. So we'll close it off here because he just starts to fade away. Jumps the last couple alright, he's just tired. So he's 8-1 now. He was as big as 10, and I think he's as short as about 6-1. I can see him going off pretty short. I mean, he's an 11-year-old. There's not much more to find, I'd imagine, ability-wise, somewhere in there where he's going to go and find another £10 or something like that. But considering, if we just go back on his back form, he's only ever won 4 races under rules. One of them was a national flat race, 2 hurdle races, one was odds on in a maiden, and he won a novice hurdle, and he won odds on in a beginner's chase. He's had a pretty long career, although he's not raced on an awful lot, 29 race under rules, but although he's put up some decent performances, he's never really quite sort of gone on to do what you'd maybe they hoped he'd do. He's put in a couple of good performances, but these 2 runs back to back here, like I say, it's a bit of a new lease of life. It's always, I believe, Joe Chambers on Twitter, the racing manager for Richie, he mentioned this after that Dublin Racing Festival run. He'll be aiming for the Topham, and then obviously he didn't bother going to Cheltenham. He swerved that, ran a cracker at Leopardstown again, and he's going to have a nice weight because there's some 150 rated horses in there, so he could be in the 10 stone bracket depending on who turns up. But everything together, the whole combination, Mullins to Townend from the front, live, love, laugh, pinging them fences from the start to finish. He's going to be there or thereabouts, and it'd be great to see him just have that one big win in his career. Obviously he's 11, don't know how long he's got left. He's still going strong, to be fair to him, but he's got one big race in him, I think. He's building up to this, and Although there's a few in here that will be have got potential, like I mentioned, Far Class, Caribbean Boys, one I mentioned in the previous video I did. There's a few half decent ones in here to keep an eye on, but there's nothing here that really worries me. I mean, like I say, Caribbean Boys one, he was an eye catcher at Cheltenham, but if he turns up off 140 and he's off, he's got to give him £12, and just with his accuracy over the fences, live, love, laugh, I can just see it being hard for horses to get to him. So yeah, for the Topham selection, live, love, laugh, 8-1. You're going to get a cracking run for your money on what's going to be a cracking few days of racing. Thanks very much.